Hello everyone, Carthage must be destroyed. Today I would like to share with you all some metal Napoleonic models that I have in my collection. But before we do that, I want to share with you also the unofficial non-sponsor of today's video, Duramax. If you live in Canada and can get to a Dollarama, you too can buy a small part organizer from Duramax, made in China for $2.50 at Dollarama. I don't actually have a sponsor. It's the unofficial non-sponsor. I just happen to hold my my tools and my models in these convenient dollar store containers. Now, that's not what the video is about, but I will show you what's inside this Duramax small part organizer. But before I do that, I want to share with you what exactly and where exactly this is from. These models here are the metal versions of the Price of Crowns. Now, this Piano Wargames company, Piano Wargames, they have had a couple Kickstarters now, and from the most part, what I've seen them deal in is the STL files for 3D printing. They do Napoleonic sculpts and the like that. I am, first of all, not really into 3D printing. I don't know much about it, so I've acquired these metal versions, also supplied by Piano Wargames. And of course, I didn't back the. I don't remember if I backed the first or the second one. If I did, it was only like dollar versions. But these ones I'm sharing here with you guys would have come from the Price of Crowns 3. What I have here is the Peninsular War. Hessen-Darmstadt, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I do have some of the German forces under Napoleon that were in the that were basically in the Peninsular War. The other thing I want to say too is that I have these, and it's mostly because I have a friend that's really interested in doing Napoleonics, particularly the Peninsular War itself. I, to be honest, don't know a whole lot about Napoleonics. It's a very common, very normal historical wargaming genre to get into. Lots of old grognards, and they get into that kind of stuff. But I don't know a whole lot about that, so I don't know the proper terms. It's kind of my first bunch of models that are involving Napoleonic warfare, and I think anyone who does historicals will eventually acquire some in some in some scale at some point, because it seems to be like the historical thing to game for most people. So anyway, I don't have any other models to compare with these guys. According to what I've seen and read, that they're quite comparable to Perry miniatures, and I'm not sure if this is the case, but from my understanding, there's kind of a bit of a guide from Perry when it was sculpted. Somebody knows, or if Piano Wargames checks up this video at all, they can correct that or not. But I just want to show you guys the sculpts here in metal. Again, I don't have any Perry plastics to compare, any other companies to compare, and I don't have 3D printing, but I just want to show you guys the result of the metal works. Here is Napoleon himself in Spain. Very lovely horse that's been sculpted here. And the face is very Napoleon, based on what art and images I've seen of him. And right, this guy's supposed to be the version of him in Spain. Good looking model. And this one was, of course, this one was gifted to me on top of these other ones that I got here. I don't have much for Cavalry, but I just want to share with you guys, they're quite good sculpts. There's a bit of some old plastic or something on there. Looks like some floss, maybe from Duramax or whatever. But I think the horses are excellent. They're not tiny ancient things. They're getting to more modern, proper, larger breeds. And there's another French fellow. Oh, no, I guess he's not French. These guys are, they might be Napoleonic. They might be on Napoleon's side, but these are supposed to be Confederation of the Rhine type fellows, right? The Hessen-Darmstadt command on horse. So details look good, look crisp to me. And these are all fairly newly made models, because this is from the latest Kickstarter, right? So these are some of the newest medals I own. This guy's got the old raise of the hat. Horse looks a bit more fierce. Lovely model, lovely saber on the side. I like the epaulets. Napoleonic's always got those epaulets. How do you pronounce that word? Epaulets? I should know that. I'm Canadian, I should know my French. Then the last fellow here, he's got the hat with the big feather, and he has a separate arm here. It just glues on like so. So, you know, for these guys in metal so far, also, there's not a lot of assembly going on with the horses other than this one arm and gluing them on the horse. Now, I've only got the 3 guys here. I don't think they contributed that much to cavalry based on the little research I did. But what they did contribute were infantrymen, right? So I'm going to just share with you guys some of the line infantry here, just so you guys have a quick look. I like the kit. They got the backpack, or not backpack, just the pack and the sleeping roll. I don't, of course, he's got, I'm going to assume that's like an ammo pouch there on his back. A cup like that. And to be honest, I don't know how accurate these are, but based on the pictures and the research and description I've seen, I think the sculptor piano Wargames, I forget his name, I want to say it's Lucas, but I think he's got it down pretty down packed. And the models that he did do with the line infantry here, they don't have any action poses. They're all marching. So I should say that too for this particular one. Here's another fellow. He's got his weapon cocked under his arm like so. Slightly different gear. Great models. I think they look really good. Going to be a lot of fun to paint. I love the accessories on the Napoleonic stuff. They put, you know, when you do ancients and stuff, you might get the robe and the sword on the side, but when you get to like more modern warfare, they start having kits and stuff. Well, you could have that with the Imperial Romans, I guess, but I think it's more, I want to say defined. I think I showed this guy already. Yeah, he's a similar. Some of them are repeats because there's a few packs in there. Let's see if I can find another guy. Okay, here's another fellow. Little different, similar pose, so you know they've got a bit of life to them. They look very different. One thing I want to point out, I think you can tell, yeah, you can tell in these models here. I love how he's sculpted in patches on the legs. So you know you've got some war damage. He's been fighting in Spain here, and again these guys are Peninsular War uniform. He also did the. He's done other ones where they're in. I guess I'm gonna call it their native German uniform, but these are updated Napoleonic ones, from my understanding. But they got patches on here, so their pants and their clothes, they have some damage, and I've seen the fellow paint the pants with stripes or in a brown, then he puts like a different color patch on there. I think that's really cool to show kind of fatigue. Maybe they've been marching for a while, need some proper clothing. This guy's a bit different, he doesn't have a mustache. But yeah, I won't show you all of them here. I just want to show you guys how good the medals turned out, in case somebody was wondering and getting the medals, because most people I've seen so far who get the price of crowns, they go for the 3D printed stuff. But the 28mm stuff on Piano Wargames website is also very excellent, as you can see there. So those are just line infantry, and for the Hessen-Darmstadt guys here, they are just marching. So nothing too, you know, nothing too action posed, but look at the job done. I got enough guys here to do sharp practice later as well. I'm gonna show you guys some flanking infantry here, and we'll get into all their names and stuff. Again, most of the posts, actually this guy might be a line infantryman. No, this guy's actually, he's a proper one. He's just little, his extra length on top of his hat fell off there, easy fix. But here, this guy's actually a skirmisher. We'll save him for later. He's done the same thing with the flanking infantrymen, where, you know, they're just marching on the go, getting up to the battle, which works fine for me, especially since it's new. I'm new to it. I like these basic poses. But he also had, as an unlocked option, he got some skirmishing line infantry unlocked. So these guys actually, you know, they're getting their bullets ready, they're getting their guns ready. Some of them here are aiming as such. And I just think it's been done really well for the metal sculpting. I quite like them. They're a little taller and more, I like, they're a little taller, but I feel like their proportions match better compared to some of the other fantasy and, I shouldn't say fantasy, but other historics out there, especially older historics. I really like the proportions on these guys because they match up quite well. So it's really good sculpting on that part. There's also a cannon here. It's my only Napoleonic cannon. I guess I have one from Perry, but it's a small cannon that the Afghan tribesmen use. And, you know, it's just a cannon. I don't think I'll share this too much, most on the video here. But the cannon is also done very well. And I do have a can't tell the difference here. Again, I'll have to research it and separate it myself. This guy's obviously a cannon crewman with the, you know, he's gonna light the cannon there. That guy must be, I'm gonna assume the guy I just pulled out is in command. You do have the infantry. Yeah, I guess these taller feathers here are going to be your cannon crewman, right? I don't know the proper term, so I'm just gonna call him cannon crewman. I think there's 4 in total here. Yeah, here's the guy with the, I call it a stopper, the plug or whatever, to plug in the cannon. So again, basic poses, and they'd stand around the cannon. Easy paint jobs, good things like that. The last one here is the command group for the infantrymen. And this is a basic line infantry, I think, that comes with them to guard them. But you got this fellow here. I'm gonna call him one of the men for the commands there. This guy here has an apron on. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me that he must be some sort of engineer or something like that from my little experience of playing Holdfast on the computer on Steam. The guys with the axes are usually the some sort of like worker or engineer. So I'm gonna assume that's what he is with the hatchet there. Just some more, you know, this guy's carrying a flag. The flag is in here. So it's on a spearhead, so I'll probably get him a proper flag. I don't know which one. There's a couple options there for this particular group of infantrymen. Again, just a basic guy. And I think this here, actually he's not a basic guy. He's got a hole in the back because you put this strapped drum in like so, and you're gonna glue it there. So he's marching with a drum on the back. He's not playing the drum, but he's got it. Maybe they're in a battle and he's just, you know, he's marching. He's not been told to take it out yet. Here's the commander. He's got a saber out, he's giving orders. And then he's got the 2 huge, he's got dual wield some pistol there. And the last thing, there's the cannon. So I just wanted to show you guys these because I have only really seen the STL and 3D printed files, but I thought maybe it would be useful to share what I have anyway with these metal versions from Piano Wargames. And I think that the metal versions come out just as good as any other metal manufacturer that I've seen. Again, I don't have any other Napoleonics to compare, but overall these are really good models, and I think they're worth checking out. If you are still like me and living in the dark ages and not doing 3D printing yet, then maybe you can check out pianowargames.de to see some metal options there. And he's doing some more. He's got another Kickstarter coming out. I think he's adding some Austrians in there. He's done a whole bunch of other stuff that I think other people haven't done yet, as well as some that other people have. So yeah, check them out. Piano Wargames. They're on Kickstarter. They have a web store. Check them out. And you want to get some medals or support them and get some 3D printed models. I think they're really cool models for Napoleonics. So whenever I get to I guess I should say my buddy gets to the Peninsular War, I will start painting these. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Check out the Price of Crown series, and we will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye now.